Welcome back to this episode of the Deep Penetration Podcast. In case you do not know who I am, my name is Danny, and I am a love and self-esteem coach that works specifically with the LGBTQIA plus community when it comes to all things self-esteem, self-confidence, self-identity, navigating the treacherous waters of love and learning how to build healthy, sustainable relationships. A lot of my work usually is with gay men and bisexual men, but at the end of the day, all are welcome. So, for this episode today, what we are talking about is romance, right? Being romantic. And what are the 5 romantic gestures that you can do in your relationship to make your partner feel special? This will probably be a little bit shorter of a podcast episode, but we'll see how it goes. So, as a love and self-esteem coach, right? I often am faced with relationships that unfortunately are falling apart, or have already fallen apart. And I spend a majority of my time working with clients on how to rebuild trust, improve communication, and essentially just reignite the spark in the relationship. And I often equate the health of a relationship to the health of your body, right? So if you are inactive, if you eat poorly, if you have poor stress management skills, it's likely that you are going to get ill. So when you do become ill, at that point, you are treating the illness and the symptoms. And there's a high possibility that you had incorporated, if you had incorporated preventative measures like exercising or healthy diet or stress management, you would have remained healthy and you wouldn't be in this position. And it would have improved your overall health, and a relationship is very similar in that sense, in the sense that you can take preventative measures to ensure that the relationship does not become ill. But unfortunately, most people don't come to me until it is too late. And the unfortunate part is that it's part of the human condition to not really appreciate what we have when we have it. We are conditioned to want more, or to want what we don't have. I'm sure that you have been there before. And even though things are going well in your relationship and you have, fallen into a healthy routine, maybe you want something more. You want more sex, you want more excitement, you want more trips, you want more date nights, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And when a client comes to me and expresses their desires for more, I always ask this question: what will more get you? And usually the answer is happiness. And my response to that is, so if more helps you to attain happiness, where's the limit? At what point do you stop needing more? And that is usually where people get stuck. The issue usually isn't the relationship itself, but your dissatisfaction with your own personal life or where you are in your life. And maybe you haven't achieved the things that you want to achieve, and you view the relationship as a weight that is holding you back. And I'm not saying that it's completely your fault. Let me be super clear here, right? Because it's a relationship, and a relationship involves 2 people. And yes, relationships should continue to grow and progress, but it's quite possible that your partner has become complacent as well. So if that is the case, I always recommend speaking to your partner about your feelings, in a productive way, and set some individual relationship goals. I also want to be super clear here as well. This is me not blaming you for everything. I feel like people always, or have a tendency of misinterpreting my words, which I understand, especially if it's something that you feel like, well, hold on. My experience in the past has been that I have shown up to relationships 100%. I've invested a lot of myself. I've done this, I've done that. And I'm usually the one that gets the short end of the stick. And maybe that is your reality. Maybe that is true. Maybe you are attracting people who are not able to fulfill you in the way that you need to be fulfilled. But we always have to take a step back and reflect. Accountability is huge when it comes to being able to cultivate a healthy relationship and to build a healthy relationship. If you are unwilling to look at your side of the street and see what you need to clean up, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to maintain and sustain a long-term relationship. So, if you are wanting to ensure the relationship stays healthy, so you and maybe you're interested in just like, okay, what are some things that I can start to do now? What are some things that I can apply now to help my relationship continue to grow, to be exciting, and all of those things? Then look, I commend you. If that's why you're listening to this episode, that's great. That shows that you're putting in an effort. That means that you care about the relationship, and that means that you're wanting things to continue to get better. You are taking active steps towards maintaining a healthy and sustainable relationship. So, here are my 5 top romantic gestures that you can do today for your partner. Okay, maybe not quite literally today, because you might have stuff going on, and maybe you're stuck in traffic for the next 2 or 3 hours, and that's not possible. I get it. But what I mean by that is things that you can apply sooner than later. So the first one here is a surprise date night. So spending quality time with your partner is important, right? For maintaining a healthy and fulfilling relationship. But it can be challenging to find the time and the energy to plan a date night. I get it. But surprising your partner by planning a special evening out or even a night at home with a romantic dinner is amazing. Consider their interests and plan something that you both can enjoy. So maybe it's a movie night with your favorite film. Maybe it's a romantic candlelit dinner, or maybe it's a fun activity like mini golfing or bowling. Whatever you choose, make it special by adding some thoughtful touches to it that show your partner how much you care about them. The second thing here is love letters. I mean, come on. When is the last time that you received a letter from somebody that wasn't the IRS? Right? Or your bank, or somebody who you're just like, oh, I don't want to receive a letter from this person. But when is the last time that you received a romantic letter from somebody or from your partner or from anybody? I feel like back in the day, like that was it. You were sitting up in your castle waiting a month and a half for that pigeon to make it halfway across the world to give you the letter from your loved one. So you invested the time and the energy into making sure that that letter was like the ultimate letter. And we've lost sight of that. And a lot of that has to do with, technology and the ease of communication and all of these different things, because with the push of a button, your message is right in that person's phone. But it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to do that. So personally, for me, I love the idea and the concept of utilizing love letters. And in today's fast-paced digital world, like I said, love letters may seem super outdated, but they can be a powerful way to express your feelings. So take the time to sit down and write a heartfelt letter to your partner, expressing your love and your appreciation for them. Be specific about the things that you admire and that you appreciate about them, and share your hopes and your dreams for your future together. If you've been dating for a while, that's my disclaimer. If you just went on a date with them for the first time and you're writing a heartfelt love letter about the future that you see with them, we need to take a step back, because that's a little too much too soon. Just saying. Anyway, so you can leave the letter for them to find. That would be cute. Or read it aloud during like a special moment together. I think that's also super cute. The third thing here is thoughtful gifts. Gift giving can be a powerful way to show your love and your appreciation for your partner. Um, it is important to choose a gift that is meaningful to your partner rather than just simply some like expensive, extravagant gift. Now, granted, if you got the money for it and your partner loves expensive, extravagant gifts, then by all means, that is completely up to you to do so. But I like, for me, and what I find to be more meaningful is, again, the deeper meaning type of gift. So consider your partner's interests and hobbies and choose a gift that shows, you've been paying attention, that you've been picking up on cues here and there. So for example, if your partner is a coffee lover, consider getting them a special blend of coffee from a local roaster or a new coffee maker. If they love to read, get them a book that by their favorite author, or a new e-reader, or whatever the case may be, right? Whatever you choose, make sure it's something that shows that you care and you have put thought and consideration into it. The fourth one is acts of service. Now, acts of service is one of the 5 love languages. If you are unfamiliar with it, is something that I would definitely go and check out. But acts of service can be a super powerful way to show your partner that you care about them. And I would say consider doing something that will make their life a little bit easier and more enjoyable. So maybe preparing breakfast in the morning or bringing breakfast to bed, doing the laundry, cleaning the house. As much as those things may seem kind of like mundane and like, okay, yeah, this isn't really super romantic, it's the act that counts. It's the gesture that counts. And these small acts can go a long way in demonstrating your love and your appreciation for your partner. I can tell you that for myself. Oh my God, I'm totally going to call out my partner again. Should I do it? Okay, so we have one who voted for, and then we have a politician over here who was like, "It's your decision." Okay, fuck it, whatever. I already said that I was gonna do it. So it's not the worst thing in the entire world. Okay, so it's fine, but my partner has a tendency of getting up in the morning and jumping straight in the shower, getting ready, and heading off to work. And he forgets to make the bed sometimes. Not all the time, sometimes. And I'm usually the person who will wake up and like the first thing that I need to do is to make the bed, because if I don't make the bed, I don't feel like I can have like a good day. Maybe that's OCD, maybe that's neurotic. I have no idea. But I've also learned in Atomic Habits that making the bed is a great thing for you to do. So that's what I do. So I have a tendency of making the bed. So when he does make the bed, I appreciate it. I think it's amazing. Now, I know that I've been calling out my partner on a couple of things, and that's not a bad thing. I think he's absolutely incredible, and he's nice, and he's sweet, and he's considerate. But what I will say is he does the dishes. I don't. I hate doing the dishes. I hate doing the dishes. I do not do the dishes. I will cook happily. That's kind of like my meditative place. That's fantastic. Good for me. Yay. I love to cook. But I won't do the dishes. I will, but I won't be happy about it. And he very happily does the dishes. So every once in a while, I will do the dishes so that he doesn't have to do them. So see, look, a relationship is all about balance. Anyways, let's go back to what I was talking about. Those small gestures and those small acts, they show that you are, just willing to put in an effort, to make their life a little bit easier and a little bit better. Now, the fifth one here is, close your ears, boys. Erotic surprises. Sometimes I wish I was doing this podcast in a room by myself, but that's okay. Buckle up, buttercups. I'm just kidding. It's not gonna get that intense. Often couples put their sex lives on the back burner, right? And this is a very common thing that I see all the time in my one-on-one coaching sessions. And I understand it. Life can get in the way when you are dealing with work stress or kids or general responsibilities, right? And sex ends up becoming a chore for a lot of couples. And if it's been a while since you've had a hot, steamy, passionate night of lovemaking, plan one. I would highly recommend choosing a day that the two of you are off of work, or have a little bit more of a mellow day so that you're not overly stressed. Or actually, now that I think about it, maybe do it on a day where stress is involved because it would be a great stress reliever. Just a thought. Depends on your personality and what turns you on. All I am saying is if it has been a while since you've planned something fun with your partner in the bedroom, do it. Um, I know it's easy to second guess. I know it may seem a little weird or unnatural or uncomfortable in the beginning because it's been a really long time since you've done it. But I guarantee you that once you actually do it, it'll be a snowball effect. It's going to be something that you're going to want to do more often and all the time. And it really helps to kind of reignite that spark in the relationship. So those are the 5 gestures that I was talking about. Romantic gestures. You can start to apply them sooner than later. I would recommend sooner than later, but here's also something that I want to bring up. If at this point your relationship is in the weeds and there's a lot of conflict and it's very difficult for you guys to see eye to eye, it may not be the best time to try to do something romantic because it's possible that your partner may take that as you being completely disconnected from what is going on in the relationship. This is something or suggestions for individuals who may not have a lot of conflict in the relationship. Maybe you do, but it's just you've kind of put the relationship on a back seat and you want to kind of bring it back to the front seat again. If you are experiencing difficulty in your relationship, if you are fighting with your partner all the time, if you guys don't see eye to eye, if you're essentially kind of miserable in your situation, then at that point, that is a completely different situation and scenario. And there are many different suggestions that I would be giving you at this point. So again, if you need help with that, feel free to reach out to me. This is something that I do all the time with clients in my one-on-one coaching sessions. I work with couples as well, to rebuild the trust and the respect, admiration, attraction, all of those things. I have many different forms of being contacted. So I have my social media pages, right? My TikTok and my Instagram. I have my website. I have this podcast. I have YouTube. So wherever you are listening from, please make sure that you subscribe to that because it helps me to continue to do what I do, which is what I love, to help you guys when it comes to self-esteem and all things love. And again, I think George, I think we covered this last time, but in the information, like the email and stuff like that, that's in the podcast bio, but it will be, right? Okay, so it'll be in the podcast bio so that you guys have it there, so that you can contact me directly. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And I say this all the time, but I like to do like polls and questionnaires at the end of each podcast. So make sure that you head there and answer those questions. And I will see you guys in the next episode.